Continuing our coverage on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we've got some vocal points to talk about regarding the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and also some information about Multiverse of Madness, which potentially changes everything. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, pop culture-based videos we do on the daily basis. It really does help the channel if you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and comment down below and share the video out. Also, if you want to see what Warstu looks like, just check us out on Instagram at Warstu, and if you could support us on Twitter, WarstuG. I'm trying to build my Twitter sphere account up, so let's get into the video. So we will be talking spoilers or potential spoilers for Doctor Strange 2. I say potential because we don't know if they're real or not, but pretty much 90% of the leaks and rumors for that movie are true in some capacity. So the biggest ongoing rumor, which has literally been in every single leak rumor for the past year, in fact over the last year, is that Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, regardless to who or what you want to call her, that she is going to die in the end of the movie, sacrificing herself in order to either and/or blow up the Darkhold book. I know it sounds stupid, or blow up the multiverse, or save the day, but that doesn't really make much sense when you factor in her children that was set up in WandaVision. The whole reason for WandaVision was to start this multiversal timeline story in a roundabout way, which would have made much more sense if Doctor Strange actually appeared in the finale for WandaVision, and also if it had the original intended amount of episodes, because it was about Scarlet Witch's children who she heard cry during the post-credit scene of WandaVision, or the ending scene, and the Darkhold. She was reading it because she's trying to get back to her children. So, now this information isn't official. Marvel generally doesn't confirm these kind of things, but it's pretty much official. So there's been information going around for the last few days. I've waited a while before we speak about this. So it's clear that Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, played by the wonderful actress Elizabeth Olsen, has a huge future in the MCU going forward, whether that be the villain of Phase 4 or whether it be she's going to be the face of Phase 4 and Phase 5. But seeing as Kevin Feige kind of lies all the time, misleads the truth, because one minute it's Captain Marvel Brie Larson, and now all of a sudden it's Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange. So it appears that sources have confirmed that Elizabeth Olsen has signed a contract extension with Marvel Studios that extends for 7 years, the next 7 years. Huge speculation that during this span, her long-awaited Scarlet Witch solo film will be in the works. Now, it's clear she has a huge role. Now, why I say this pretty much sums up and confirms that she's not going to die in Multiverse of Madness, because when you factor in her children, she needs to be alive, in theory, for that to make sense. And not only that, I think a trusted source is Mine Time to Shine. She said this on the Twitter sphere: the Children's Crusade project is in development at Marvel. Kind of obvious, seeing as that storyline, if you're not, I guess you could say that, apparent to comics, is a Young Avengers storyline in the comic, does involve Wanda, the one true Scarlet Witch, is back, and it's a race between the Avengers, the Young Avengers, Magneto, X-Men, and Doctor Doom to find her. Each group has their own motives, and all will stop at nothing to find the mutant who changed the world. That's kind of a brief summary of what could happen, or what happened in the Child's Crusade, and it does make sense why the children were introduced. The Young Avengers have slowly been introduced in Ant-Man and other projects, and as we get more into it, obviously Kate Bishop, female Hawkeye, is going to be part of the Young Avengers. So it's pretty clear why the children were introduced in WandaVision, and as we've said, if they kill off Wanda, it wouldn't make as much sense to do that storyline. And also, My Time to Shine has said the following: a Scarlet Witch project is also in development at Marvel, which obviously that doesn't mean it's actually happening, doesn't mean it's confirmed, but there are several sources saying it. Harry Bowles on Twitter was the actual person who said it. I've never particularly heard of this person, but we have a lot of big news outlets re-reporting what he said. Now, I know that doesn't really add any creditation or any validity, because literally it could be we got it covered and every single website would cover it, but the report does somewhat seem true based on everything we know, It just tells us that Wanda Maximoff or Scarlet Witch is going to have a freaking huge future going forward. And it does tell us that it's going to happen in the next 7 years. It's building up to the next big Avengers Nexus level threat, I guess you could say, in a roundabout way. So we could say, and I might use this in the title, that we are 7 years away from the build up to Secret Wars. Battleground, good versus bad, villains versus heroes, something like that. It's got to be building up to that, because Kevin Feige did say we're not going to get a massive Avengers movie or an Endgame level type movie for a very long time. But he's kind of lied, because if you actually have looked into Multiverse and Madness, it kind of is an Avengers level movie with the amount of cameos and the amount of people appearing in it. So either Wanda is going to be playing the villain going forward after Doctor Strange 2, but we already know she is the villain in that, but she's being controlled by the Darkhold, and then obviously by Chthon, potentially someone else, but it's probably Chthon. So she's got a major role going forward. I would say she's probably going to be the face of Marvel if they're going to keep her good, because it makes no sense to make her go crazy psycho in this movie and then have her go crazy psycho for the next 5 years. It just makes sense that her storyline gets retconned and she becomes good again in some capacity, or they could keep flip-flopping her role, which either way, it would make sense regardless to which way they go with Wanda. But it is a fascinating time and a great time to be a Marvel fan just for this. Now, also in the news, it's interesting how WandaVision Darkhold actually connects to Thor's Asgard. It was recently revealed the following. We started way back in the early stages of the book design using stones and whatever elements that they might be able to find in the early days of bookmaking. We added a little bit, which is the Marvel tree that compromises of all worlds. We played with that. We played with this. We played with stones. We played with all kind of stuff. What it is there's some connection in the Darkhold to the 9 realms. It has not been seen physically in a physical form since Thor Dark World, which we likely casually see carnage of in Ragnarok. So this article, pretty interesting, basically tells you that there is some connection between Thor, Asgard, and the Darkhold, and seeing as the Darkhold is pinnacle for Marvel's biggest movie ever, because this movie is bigger than Endgame, it literally is the biggest movie, because it's a multiversal timeline story that's going to change the game forever. So it is freaking huge. Now, also in the news, Disney CEO teases Doctor Strange 2 surprising MCU impact. And I always like to add little tidbits here and there. So Bob, aka Disney CEO, recently said this: from Marvel Studios, we have the highly anticipated featured Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which premieres in theaters on May the 6th with the extraordinary cast. Led by Benedict Cumberbatch, the film pushes the boundaries of storytelling and connects pieces of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in an unexpected way. I can't wait for you all to see it. Although he doesn't really add much context, it does tell you how it's going to impact the MCU going forward. Something that no one is talking about is the following: we had Scott Derrickson, the original director. Why did he peace? Why did he disappear? Why? Just why? I'd like to know what the original Doctor Strange storyline was, because this wasn't the original story, because originally Doctor Strange 2 was coming out before No Way Home. So they literally, during whatever happened in the world, changed massive parts of this movie, and it wasn't really changed during reshoots. That was generally to add cameos. Also in the news, Nicolas Cage is going to be in this movie as Ghost Rider, being reported everywhere, but he recently commented on the possibility of returning. If you remember, Cage version of the character first debuted in Columbia Pictures' Ghost Rider in 2007. So he recently said this: these are hot takes, I get it, because they're the types of things that become like wildfire on the internet. I've always admired the realm of comic book, and I've always thought the stories were very colorful and entertaining, and frankly, kind of wholesome in a really positive way. I don't know what the umbrage is with people that want to knock them. I certainly think they're great value in their bringing happiness to people. So as we know, Nicolas Cage is in this movie, but he didn't really comment on if he's in the movie or if he isn't in the movie, which I find strange, as Ryan Reynolds has basically come out and confirmed he's in the movie by saying he promises he isn't in the movie. So also in the news, we've got some maybe rumors, maybe leaks, I don't know how to describe it, but it's from @moth_culture, and I've used them a few times. I think they're a pretty good source. So this was said on their Twitter sphere: Final Cut Michael Douglas plays a comic book accurate Earth 616 Yellow Jacket, appearing only as a hologram. He helped create the Ultron drones with Stark successfully, made the Ultron a peacekeeping program. And like with all rumors and all leaks, this does make sense. And as I've said before, there does need to be some connective tissue between Doctor Strange 2 and Ant-Man 3. And as we know, there's a potential post-credit scene. Careful for spoilers, but we've always given the warning at the start of the video that Kang, the freaking Conqueror, is going to appear in a post-credit scene and massacre Doctor Strange 2, just to show you how freaking powerful Kang, the freaking Conqueror, is. I mean, I think that scene would be cool. Like you guys know, I just talk random stuff in this video, add loads of little stories here and there, and just put out the best of what I think you guys would actually like. So, also another little tidbit from Moth Culture. Rumor. When it's labeled as a rumor, it doesn't really matter if it's right or wrong. It's more of a discussion. So it's about Secret Invasion, which I believe they were filming in Yorkshire, Leeds kind of area in England at one point. It says the following. Emilia Clarke's character in Secret Invasion will have an ex-boyfriend who is Hydra Iron Man called Iron Thief. The Iron Thief. He will become the main antagonistic in her Disney Plus show in development. I don't personally know much about Secret Invasion. I'm not so personally invested in the Disney Plus shows. I mean, I'll watch them, I'll cover them for the channel. I do find them really cool, but I try not to look too much into the TV shows. I prefer to do stuff about the movies, but I thought that tidbit, I think that's a pretty interesting topic point. The Iron Thief to appear in Secret Invasion, potentially. It does sound pretty cool. Is it real? I don't know. I never know, but it's an interesting tidbit. So like always, guys, let me know. What do you think about Elizabeth Olsen being the face of the MCU for the next 7 years? She's not dying in Multiverse of Madness. Her children are going to be the face of the Young Avengers. It's going to lead to a massive The Cape Crusader storyline, and Wanda's going to get her own solo movie. I don't know how I feel about that. Why do I say that? Because it's kind of like Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson. It's kind of too late now. We've had that much of Wanda and Scarlet Witch. Does the origin story, does the solo movie surface a point? It needs to push her story forward. I really hope it's not an origin story or anything like that, or it's actually a backwards movie that's set years and years ago. I really, really hope it's not. So also in the news, Bruce Campbell, who is playing a character in this movie, it's Bold of the Brave, although there is this rumor going around that it's the Raimi version of Doctor Strange. I don't know, but he's definitely in it because he confirmed he's in it, but then he confirmed he's not in it. But if I was a betting person and wasn't going by information I've been told privately, I would say he is Bold with the Brave. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu if you want to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And like always, please like, subscribe, comment, share. It really, really helps this channel and it helps me out more than you ever know. If you made this far in the video, hashtag Team Warstu or Warverse. Also, become a channel member for less than 99p. Really helps your boy Warstu. Helps us upgrade equipment and that kind of stuff. And I'll catch you in another video. And also, if you are interested, I will be streaming on Twitch very soon. Just check us out, twitch.tv/Warstu. And I'll catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.